Yeah. All right, welcome back to MexElects on Jacobin Live. We are back into the center of Mexico City after a day of electoral observing in Iztapalapa. I hope you've been joining us for our videos. So we're pardon us for being a little bit sunburnt and windblown here. We've got a glass of wine in front of us because we have an announcement, Don Colino.
Yes, we do. Don Cortino. As we were driving in about 8:10, so half an hour or so ago, Jose Antonio Meade, or Meade, conceded, which was quite surprising because it was very, very, very early.
Yeah.
So certainly the PRI have read the tea leaves and conceded to López Obrador as the obvious winner, although we don't even have an early count yet, and we won't have that until about 11 o'clock. But as of 8 o'clock, exit polls are indicating quite a significant victory for López Obrador. And he's won a number of states.
Yes, according to exit polls, if the exit polls are to be believed, by the way, salud.
Salud.
Salud. Please break out your favorite wine or beer and join us here. If exit polls are to be believed, the first official exit polls came out after 8 o'clock. AMLO would have won a smashing victory today on 49% of the vote in a three-way race. That is just about where the final polls before the election put him, on 49%, which would be surprising poll accuracy, considering that in 2012 the polls were wildly off in the presidential election here. So besides winning the presidency, AMLO's party, Morena, is set to take the mayorship of Mexico City with Claudia Sheinbaum, the first female mayor in the history of Mexico City, as well as the governorships of 4 other states so far, which would be the state of Morelos with the former soccer star Cuauhtémoc Blanco, the state of AMLO's home state of Tabasco, which makes eminent sense, Veracruz, and the state of Chiapas. So as of now, early exit polls are showing AMLO winning the presidency and his party sweeping Mexico City and 4 other governorships. We have just news now that Ricardo Anaya, the PAN candidate, is also conceding. So that's basically the game over. Really.
Pretty much.
Colin, can you speculate as to why the PRI, with all of the concerns about fraud and with the evidence of fraud that we saw throughout the day today on the ground, vote buying and such, do you have any kind of theory as to why the PRI, the official government candidate, would come out so early and concede? He was on TV by 8:15.
Yeah. No. No, I mean...
No, you're not going to answer? No, you don't have a theory.
I don't have a theory, but I can always speculate.
Yeah.
And that would be that, the PRI have been talking to other people wanting to demonstrate that Mexico is stable, that there's not going to be any wild instability. Fraud is not going to be an issue.
Certainly not election changing fraud.
No,
certainly lots of mini frauds around the country.
We saw lots of it today. There's no question of it. But I think coming out early like that, they want to just basically nip that in the bud, or any charges of fraud. On a massive scale, and so that's really, the only thing I can come up with in terms of why they would come out that early and concede.
It's funny too when you think about it, because usually the idea is that a left government is going to rock the markets and there's going to be a currency devaluation and shalala. Yeah. I think kind of the powers that be, both national and international, finally kind of reached a tipping point and realized that there would be more instability by perpetrating a fraud in this election. Even Carlos Slim, Mexico's richest man, one of the richest men in the world, came out and said a fraud would be, more harmful for us.
And
so it seems like somebody above the PRI put their thumb down and said, "You get out and concede now."
Yeah.
Instead of the worries that the PRI and the Peña Nieto administration would kind of dig in.
Yeah.
Would dig in, not concede. Let's wait. Let's hear. We're not sure.
Yeah.
But it appears that the margin now is just so massive, and we saw a huge turnout in precinct after precinct across the city today, that they said just somebody put their thumb down on the scale and said, "You guys just concede now."
Yeah.
Nobody expected it this early. It came so quickly that even the radio had to cut into their programming and we're going to Meade right now.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, that was the sort of paradox in a way today, that people who were reporting fraud, vote buying, people coming in with their cameras and photographing their votes so they could go and get paid 1,000 pesos.
Right.
Even at that, when you talk to the Morena people, they just said, vamos a ganar.
We've got this.
Yeah, we're going to win.
We've got this.
And so, there was just this incredible level of confidence in people, and the turnout, it has to be said, was massive. I mean, that polling station that we were at with 4 different polls. I mean, there were a lineup of people who couldn't vote after 6 o'clock when they shut the polls down. So I think that sort of tells the tale that it was just such a massive turnout, historic turnout of the people, and that's almost undeniable. You can't deny that kind of turnout when people are lined up block after block after block. So I think all in all, the powers that be in the PRI especially just saw the writing on the wall very, very early on.
So right now the city is still pretty quiet. I think people are still digesting Meade and Anaya's acceptance speeches. The Zocalo, the main square here in Mexico City, is just about 3 blocks this way. So we're going to finish our wine.
Yes, we are.
We're going to get something to eat. We're going to clean up.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go over there, and we want you all to come with us. If and when the victory of AMLO is confirmed, he has promised that he will make an appearance tonight in that Zocalo, and we will be there covering it with you and sharing with you Mexico celebrations. Say what you want. This is the first left party to win in Mexico essentially ever.
Yeah.
So,
And they're going to move the footballs, the big sculptural footballs, out of the way so people can crowd into the Zocalo.
There's a whole World Cup thing in the Zocalo.
Yeah, exactly. So we will see you there.
We'll see you there. Back in a little while.